Hello, everyone. Today I'm excited to share with you that I have with me right here the jury of 4th India International Film Festival of Boston. This is as good as it gets. I am honored to share the screen with the esteemed judges who need no introduction in the New England region and beyond. My first guest for this evening is Mrs. Meera Siddharth. Meera ji, hello, welcome. Meera was introduced to films at a very young age in life, coming from a family of film distributors, film financiers, and film exhibitors. Meera has a deep understanding of the space and the ecosystem. Meera has studied archaeology and has been working in the finance industry for 3 decades. Welcome, Meera. Great to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you.
And with me here, my very well-known second guest here is Dr. Surja Menon Roy Chaudhary, who is a Chinese medicine practitioner, an award-winning and published poet who writes in the Japanese and Chinese traditional forms of haiku, tanka, and haiban. She teaches advanced haiku, but her love for Indian art and culture is manifested in her love for Indian classical music. Welcome, Surja. Welcome here. Great to have
you. Thank you so much, Sugandha. So nice to see everyone here.
Thank you. And my third guest, very special guest today, is Dr. Rohit Chandra. Rohit is a renowned psychiatrist and a faculty at one of the leading medical schools in the Boston area. Rohit himself is a theater actor and is on the board of many local non-profit organizations who are supporting teen mental health initiatives and many initiatives for the seniors. Rohit is an ardent lover of art and he has a keen eye for detail. He is one of those men who are on the side of women when we fight for our cause. Welcome, Rohit.
Thank you, Sugandha. Pleasure to be here.
It's great to have such a beautiful panel with me. And I will remember this evening forever to be able to talk to you all today. So friends, IIFB is one of the 6 initiatives of White Feather Creations, a 501c nonprofit. It is an unforgettable journey of love and passion to give back to the community. It is a brainchild of Razia Mashkoor, a woman who is driven by her love and passion for cinema. She has created a world which many of us have left behind our hometowns, and she has created it for us here. And it touches so many lives every day. I have few words, but we will talk to Razia in a separate chat one day and to know more about her. So first of all, let me congratulate you all on this very momentous occasion, completing 4 years. I have been following the trajectory of this very prestigious film festival, and it has become quite big and huge. It has reached filmmakers across the globe. And this time, I believe you have films from 11 countries and 16 different languages. Wow, congratulations. It must have been an incredible journey. So Surja, so please tell us about the growth that you have seen in the past 4 years of this festival. Just touch base briefly and tell all the audience about the journey up till now.
Sure. So the film festival was actually, the first one was in 2018. And as you so rightly pointed out, Sugandha, it was really Razia's passion and drive to bring, good films, independent films to the New England area. So we started off the first in 2018, and at that time I was not a judge. I was helping Razia with the festival, moderating some sessions and things like that. And we had very interesting entries, again, from a lot of countries around the world, a lot of regions in India, a lot of languages from India. So we had a Bengali movie, we had a Kashmiri movie. It was really an excellent initial experience. Then in the next year, in 2019, we had Vikas Khanna's movie, and we had a fantastic opening night at the JFK John F. Kennedy Library in Boston, which is a beautiful venue. Wonderful movies were showcased. Again, a lot of different people showed up. A lot of different movies were screened. Last year was interesting because everyone, no one can escape the fact that it was a pandemic year. And we had a lot of discussion, should we go ahead with the film festival? Does it feel right to do it? And then again, Razia's passion and the team's passion, we decided, okay, let's go ahead and do a virtual show this year. So we did a virtual film festival last year. Again, it was surprising that given the situation around the globe, the number of excellent movies that were submitted for the festival. We showcased it. We streamed the movies online, and it was it was good. We got a lot of good feedback from people. People enjoyed the movies. We got good feedback from Bollywood. It was really nice. This year now, hopefully, we're emerging from this pandemic. We're at the cusp of the going back to normal. Hopefully, so we are doing a combination festival. We're doing a lot of the movies are being screened online, and some of the movies are going to be shown actually in a theater with, of course, all appropriate COVID protocols in place. And you would think again, last year with COVID, people's creativity was maybe subdued. Maybe they didn't have access to resources. But despite that, we did get some excellent movies again this year, and really the human spirit never fails to surprise me and amaze me. The range of movies, the number of movies that we've gotten this year, it's been wonderful. The film festival has been going from strength to strength. I think every year it's gaining more and more name recognition, more and more momentum, and the word is spreading. And I, for one, am extremely glad to be a part of it.
Wow, that's an incredible journey. And good luck to you that this journey keeps going forward every year. Miraji, you have been such a supporter of art and culture in this region. Please shed some light on the landscape for this year's festival. Tell us the number of movies, nominations, categories, and was just to give a brief overview to our audience here. What can we expect this year?
As Surja has already mentioned, how we have progressed in the last 3 years, coming us to the present, which is the fourth year. And I would say the categories are very much same as the first year, but it's just the filmmakers, the way they present their material is the key for entertainment here. So it has all the variations. And I would say, most importantly, I think the emphasis is on the social awareness and how the story writer to the director to the actor's point of view, and how the audience can be touched emotionally. And that is the essence of a true film. It could be a feature film or a short film. In either way, I think the emphasis by the director would be how to really entice the audience and maintain their attention. So as a judge, we all three have really loved the moments where we have cherished certain films in all the categories. It could be rape or LGBTQ or parent or search of wisdom. I don't want to disclose too much, but I think I would say and recommend the audience to please join us Saturday, Sunday, and also if they cannot, then please watch us online. Thank you, Sugandha.
Sure, Miraji. It was very interesting when you mentioned short films and feature films. So could you just elaborate a little bit the differences between the two for the sake of the audience?
Okay. I'm glad you asked me that because, I have been thinking as to, what it is that why certain director makes a feature film versus a short film. So I would say, the first would be a production a person who's trying to accumulate, cash to produce a film and find the right director. Above all, I think the key is the story writer, the script, how they mold it to bring it to the screen. So the director, the actors, the background music, and above all, we should not forget is the censor board, because they know what are the boundaries for filmmaking and how it should be presented to the social structure. And I think under the independent filmmakers or the platform, it allows the producer or a director to bring their film to us, basically. So in short, feature film is something without construction or limitations, but they have to follow some rules, meaning that if they start depicting a character or two or whatever, they should finish the whole story of that character without loose ends. I think the challenge is on the short film, where in the limited time, they have to maintain that order, but depict their film in certain time limitation, without less character, but very effectively. I think this is my take between the two.
Very interesting. And I am also glad that I asked you that question. It makes it so much clear. Thank you, Meeraji.
You're welcome.
So, so Rohit, my question to you is that you are yourself an actor. So I bet you must be measuring the performances at a totally different level. If you could, for the benefit of our viewers, tell us what judging process you all as a team follow. Are there any rules that the three of you adhere to, and no one can mess up with those rules? Just tell me about that.
Sure. So we've been judging together, I think, for 3 years. At least I've been involved with the festival for 3 years. And, I think initially, we go by feel in general in terms of which films are superb films. There's a totality. You're kind of judging by a gestalt or gestalt. So in terms of criteria, I don't know that we employ perfectly stringent criteria. I think in terms of actors and actresses, like you said, you and I are in Setu, the acting troupe. And so, I mean, we can recognize good acting, just like a lot of people can. A lot of it is pretty instinctive. When you see good acting, you know it. So I don't think we're necessarily judging facial expressions and, comparing, the person's acting to the historical, context of their character, anything like that. I think, if a character is faithfully portrayed, if there is strong emotion, and if there's a character arc that the person represents pretty well, then I think that's what we look for strong acting, both actors and actresses. In terms of other categories, we are amateurs, so I don't know that we've not gone to film school. Some of us may have a stronger film background than others, but I think in the same way that a beautiful film, to one person is often a beautiful film to another. We've had some wonderful documentaries. We had some wonderful feature films, for which the cinematography is gorgeous, and beauty. I think most people can recognize beauty. So I think we're regular people who appreciate film. We love the fact that the independent filmmakers are passionate about what they do. They want to bring social issues to the fore. They want you to recognize the beauty or the challenges of some region of India, and they want to showcase wonderful acting. I was on a panel a few days ago where the director he kept wanting to point out how wonderful the acting was of the one actor and actress in his film. That's what he was really taken by. And I think the same thing. These are people who are committed to playing roles and want to do them well. And it's wonderful to watch them shine. So I think we're people who are appreciative of the arts, and who just want to recognize talent, the talents of directors, producers, cinematographers, actors and actresses, and others who are involved with the film industry.
Yes, and I'm sure the camaraderie that you three share also helps with that process.
Mhm.
of course. And Surja, when you are choosing a movie, whether for an award or a nomination, do you listen to the burning issues in the world today, or does it influence you pick a particular movie that issue is more relevant? What is your thought on that?
Yes, I think definitely issues that are relevant today. There are some issues that are relevant in the moment, and then there are some issues that are, basically timeless. So, some kind of like a specific war, the war in Syria, that's relevant today. So, if you have a movie that's relevant, that's based on that, then has an immediacy to it that you feel, oh my god, this is something that is happening now, and this is being addressed now, and how beautifully like it's being depicted in different ways. I'm just giving this as an example. Or there are timeless issues, like issues of dehumanizing people, issues of women's issues, things like that that have been around forever, that we relate to as humans, from a humanistic point of view versus from a an incident, or a zeitgeist kind of a thing. So I think when a movie appeals to one or both of those senses, then it definitely resonates more. Some movies are made about some, maybe like it's a fiction, it's a story, it's not particularly about any social issue or anything like that, but the story in itself is very compelling. Relationships between protagonists, then that appeals to you at a different level. I think there are multiple levels at which stories appeal to us as people. And the nice thing about the three of us is, we all come from different backgrounds. So each of us comes with our different take on it, and then we'll have some pretty intense discussions. It's fun. It's nice to be a fly on the wall, I think, when we are having our discussions. But all of those things come into play when we pick a film, when we nominate a film, and then in the hard job of like actually deciding which one's going to be a winner, which is really a very taxing process, and it's a little bit heartbreaking because by the time you've nominated these films, you fall in love with them, and then it's hard to pick your favorite child. It's not fair, but you have to do it. So,
It is a hard process, and
mhm.
I really don't want to be in your chair ever. It is a hard job, and tirelessly. I know you three have worked tirelessly for hours, for months, and that is your fourth year doing that. Hats off to you. Thank you so much for doing that. And as you mentioned about the protagonist, now that comes to my mind, and I'll ask Meera ji. So, who is a protagonist? If there are two, three lead actors in a movie, so how do you decide that?
Sukanda, that's such a tricky question. Because sometimes, we watch the film and as a judge, we three say and discuss, don't you think, how can she be the main character? But there, I think that the results and the effect of acting and a storyline, I think, is the key as to who is the main character in all these films. And the most difficult part is when there are several and we cannot really differentiate. For example, Sheer Kurma is a perfect example of three huge movie actors. And Shabana Azmi is one of them, and she's the queen of actors. So how can we ignore? But then if the story calls for the other smaller version that may make the whole movie as a piece together, we cannot ignore. And we discuss and we find that, oh, all three characters are important. So basically, in a drama, the protagonist is just maybe one character. But I think the story writer, I would say, hats off if they can come and up with some multi actors who are very important for the story. So yes, they exist rarely, but they do.
Thank you, Meera ji. Next time when I watch a movie, I'll have all this in my mind, and it will be a different view for me next time.
Yeah.
So it now what I've learned is this process is very tedious. You guys have worked so hard, and I am intrigued. Tell me, Rohit, oh, for you, what is and whom would you give an award-winning trophy? Is it for the story or the direction or the acting? Maybe you will say all together it as a package, but tell me, there is what is one thing that you look with a microscope and will never compromise on in a movie?
I'm not sure that there is one thing we never compromise on. I mean, I think, we take the films on their own merits. The filmmakers, again, have come to this with some passion. Sometimes they are trying to bring out social issues. Sometimes they are, trying to depict something about region of India. Another filmmaker that we spoke to, he said, "I'm just trying to make an enjoyable film. I just wanted it to be memorable." So I think, recognizing what someone has brought to the table, appreciating what they do. I don't know that there's some category that, some particular criterion that we are applying, and if the person does not make it over that, they cannot get an award. I don't think we think that way. So in general, I think it's just just appreciating what the filmmakers and the actors and actresses bring, and awarding them based on the merits. We're comparing films in similar, in certain categories, and there I think it's just the three of us, Surja, Niradi, and I are just comparing notes and determining which person we think to be sort of the best, and which film we think to be the best.
Rohit,
And
you
Sugandha, I think to that point also, it's that's the reason why we have different categories, right? I mean, you may have a fairly mediocre film, but one person's acting just stands out. Or you may have, wonderful cinematography in a movie that is, different. Or, so anything like that. So that's why we have different categories for cinematography, best actor, best actress, best film, because sometimes the best film may not have the best actor and actress, but the whole package together comes together beautifully. So,
so talking about category, just I realized that a new category was added last year about this best song. So that is interesting. Of course, films, Indian movies cannot be without songs. So I'm glad that was added. And two songs have been nominated this time. So we'll watch out that space. I know we have talked about your friendship and the way you work, and it has been all great. But I will push you guys to answer me this one, Surja. You are in for this. I know creative process needs freedom. Working as a team, those freedoms, but freedoms have boundaries. So if ever there is a conflict, how do you handle that?
you know what? We're really lucky. We have a psychiatrist in the group. So,
And then we have
He's
this
the glue. He's the glue.
no more conflict questions from me now anymore. I'm very happy to see you all gelling and coming to one opinion together. So we'll have more film festivals to enjoy. So, Meeraji, we have seen a lot of movies with social causes. Is it fair to say that that the film festival has created a niche platform for independent filmmakers who are making socially relevant films, and this festival actually is in a way cultivating this movement?
Sukunda, that is 100% correct. Okay. It's life depicts in films and vice versa. So I think they feed each other. The story writer probably gets an idea from an actual incident or somebody's life. Okay. So when somebody sees that, if something is new in the society culturally, I think this filmmaking really progresses into the common society, into households, how to mold, like not just copying the clothes or talk or behavior, but a lot of backward thoughts, like the gay platform, the LGBTQ is the main essence here in Sheer Korma, let's say, without really giving the whole story. But I remember growing up, that was a taboo. We used to call my munda if somebody was tomboyish. Now with education and having friends around, we have tolerance and we know, let them live. And I think films predict and produce that. So I think it's a plus all the way to have films depict something that is so important socially, or the mother-in-law, daughter-in-law relationship, or how to behave with women. I think there are a lot of things that I find in television and films where, there are family films, make you feel good films. So I would say it's not just about entertainment, but it is also about education. And we are very fortunate to be in this era of filmmaking and film watching as an audience. Yeah.
I would say that Razia ji really is about cultivating relationships with filmmakers and with people in the industry. I mean, I think she just loves film, and it shows. And they really respect her because they know that she is trying to encourage them and trying to give them a platform. So I think we all share that. I think increasingly we've shared that vision and really respect it.
Yes, surely
I
you
must
guys.
add
Yes.
that nobody really knows when we come out as a team or Razia comes out that she is the flagship. She's the key. I have really, and I think we as a team probably know that she works tirelessly, day and night, because India is in a different time zone. So they just see, oh, Razia is go, go, go. But, there's more behind the Razia that we know or we don't know. History.
Absolutely. Yeah, I know I've worked with her, and she's an example of dreams do become a reality. I mean, she started dreaming when there was nothing, and then she built it all on her own. Log saath aate gaye aur karwan banta gaya. Uh, Rohit, so I feel as we are talking about the film festival and we are talking about its reach, I saw there is a Friends of India award category, and then there is a Friends of America award category. Please tell us about the recipients of these awards, shed a light on these amazing, people and organizations, because it's almost like the India International Film Festival is connecting these two worlds.
Mm-hmm. Sure. So I think, we really respect those who advance the arts both in India and in America. So I can speak about the Friends of India Award. Jonathan Hollander founded Battery Dance Company in Manhattan in 1976. And then 6 years later, he began the Battery Dance Festival, which is the longest running public dance festival in New York.
So the Friends of India Award is being given to an individual this year, which is Mr. Hollander, and we're also giving it to an organization called Vision Aid. So Vision Aid is the brainchild of a Boston couple, actually, and Revati and Ram Raju, and they provide devices, tools for visually impaired people back in India that they can be, to enable, educate, and empower the visually impaired. That's really their tagline. To that end, they provide education, devices, all kinds of different things, and are doing a wonderful job. Um, but in terms of how that intersects with the film festival, really is because you sometimes you could potentially think that is there a conflict here that we're talking about visually impaired, whereas films are really a visual medium. But I think in many ways it's aspirational for both the film festival to be able to reach everybody. And secondly, the Vision Aid organizes this amazing dance performance every year. It's become like a thing that everyone waits for. In the summer, there's a huge Bharatanatyam performance that a dance drama that's depicted with about 80 to 90 dancers from this area. All the area Bharatanatyam teachers are involved. The choreography is done from India. So, services that go to India from here, services that culture that travels across borders. Junaid is getting the organizational award for Friends of India this year, and we're very, very excited and very happy about it.
I see that there is an award presented to Vibha Foundation, New York-based foundation.
Oh, sorry, my understanding is that to provide food and services to children in India who who require that kind of assistance, especially in the last year with the pandemic. So it's again building bridges from here to India and making a big difference in people's lives.
Absolutely. So, India International Film Festival is one of the limbs of the White Feather Creations, which has a huge humanitarian, we the people aspect. So, I think this whole picture kind of, I can put together that the film festival is one aspect, and then taking care of the social, handling the social issues also is another aspect. Surja, there is a movie called Am I Next? And that has been chosen as a winner as the best film for a social cause. So, if you could tell me a little bit about that movie.
This movie is about a young girl who gets raped, and she becomes pregnant. And then she wants to get an abortion. Her parents want her to get an abortion, and it's really okay. So she needs to get an abortion. She has family support, everything, but the courts do not allow her to get an abortion. But the thing is, what we wanted to highlight with this was issue about rape. India has become like one of the most unsafe countries in the world now. If you look at the US travel websites to India, and it's really shameful when you look at it and you read about how unsafe it is for women, the number of rapes, the number of attacks on women, things like that. I wanted to highlight that issue. The second issue was really the issue of abortion. It's a hot topic in this country, and the right to choose, the right of a woman to choose, especially in this case, a child who has been raped, and the court is not awarding her, not giving her the right to have the abortion. So not every
It
movie
is.
is a feel-good movie. Some movies make you think, some movies really make you feel, and this is one of them. That's why we
This,
picked this one. Yeah.
this is a burning issue here and there, and it will take, I do not know how many decades for this to, sort out. And I am glad that the spotlight has been on this movie, and hope more and more people can watch it. And then there is Sheer Kurma, winner in the a winner of the best LGBTQ film. So, Meeraji, tell us a little bit about that. This winner, it looks like a very special movie, great cast. Just a few lines so that our audience can hear about it and go and watch it.
Uh, yes, Sugandha, I would say it is everybody's favorite. The way it has been depicted and presented with a very tasteful manner, because this is a very edgy topic. And to get these three actors, Divya, Swara Bhaskar, and then larger than life Shabana, all three carry the film, and Shabana as me being the main, character, carrying gently the sheer korma. I would say it's like a blend of personalities, showcasing, and to be flagged out in a special category of LGBTQ, I would say it's like IIFFB giving the whole platform on a silver platter. That here, it is a special movie, and there is no comparison. So we have given it a special platform, and I think nobody would be sorry that they have watched it, and I would say they should not miss it.
Absolutely. And we are showing this movie on Sunday, which is the closing day. More and more people should come and watch. We have 5 movies.
Yeah.
Uh,
And they're
from
all
5
short
to 10.
films. Yeah.
5
They're all
short films. Yes,
So,
yes. From 5 to 10, we'll have a social hour, we'll have dinner, and we'll watch 5 short movies.
Mhm.
Whoever is watching, please come and join us on Sunday. Surely. And then there is another special category of documentaries. Somehow I feel that documentary needs more TLC from us because they are becoming such a rare commodity. So, Rohit, tell us about the three special documentaries. I'm not sure how many came in, but if you want to shed some light on those.
So we're screening three, and they are Kashmir's Troubled Waters, Declaration of a Revolution, and Ran, which is about the Ran of Kutch. So Ran is beautiful cinematography of the world's largest white desert, basically salt. We were just really thrilled to watch this movie. We learned a lot from it. Declaration of Revolution is by local filmmaker Harbaldeep Singh and Nishkam TV. He's really a fantastic mentor to a lot of children in the Sikh community in Massachusetts who are aspiring filmmakers. And this film has received a lot of nominations. But this is about the farmer protest in India against the farm laws. It's a passionate film against injustice. And then Kashmir's Troubled Waters is another really wonderful film. I think we had two films that were about Kashmir this year, three, one of which we're screening. But we had two documentaries about Kashmir. This one looks at the battle for water. India is between China and Pakistan, and there's been terrorism in Kashmir for various reasons. But one reason seems to be control of this valley, which has a lot of water. So fascinating movies. Learned a lot from them. Really glad to have screened them.
I'm looking forward to it. All such relevant topics. Can't wait. It's just 4 days away. It has created quite a buzz, not only in New England, but across in Bollywood too. And I know there are some very big names associated with the film festival now. Names like Shabana Azmi, Swara Bhaskar, Divya Datta, Sanjay Mishra, Sumit Raghavan, Anshuman Jha, and the list is endless. So tell me, what's your first-hand reaction when when you communicate with these artists? How is their reaction for the film festival? Because now it's our 4th year and Bollywood knows about the festival. So tell us, anyone who wants to, jump in. It's an open discussion about that.
Quite honestly, Sugandha, as judges, we don't actually interact with the filmmakers or the actors because we sort of stay separate from it. Most of the interactions are done by Razia, and we try to stay away from it just so we can keep maintain our distance and maintain that impartiality when we view the movie. We don't want
That's critical.
Our opinions.
Yeah, I would say, Sugandha, that when we are watching films, it's not about famous actors or whoever. It's about quality of their work, and all I can say is that whichever names are being introduced today to us through their work, we know that they will be big stars tomorrow, and we can say, yeah, we were the first ones. Right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. And you people are providing that platform for some of those newcomers, and it is incredible. It's almost like an artistic movement set in motion by the India International Film Festival of Boston. One last fun question from my side to you, just no sequence. What is the most thing that you've enjoyed being a judge? What is one thing that you've enjoyed being a judge of the film festival?
I can say I love working with these ladies. So I may have an old soul. They have more hair than I do. They are very youthful in spirit, and they keep me young. So it has been a joy. Surja has a tremendous wit. She's a very intelligent lady. Miradi is very funny, very elegant. She's the epitome of class. These are amazing people to work with. I am really, really grateful that I met them a few years ago and that we work together every year.
I think I completely echo that, and again, it's a pleasure working with Miradi. Great fun working with Rohit, and I think we have so many laughs when we work together. It's fantastic. So I think that camaraderie, and then the relationship with Razia, which is really fantastic because she does not try to influence us when it comes to movies. When we sent her the list of nominations, she was like, "Oh, quite a few surprises in here,"
Yeah,
and
she's
and that was it. Which is very nice, because there's no undue hint, that kind of a thing happening. Very, very refreshing. And then the larger IIFB team is really nice. I think we gel very well together, all of us, nicely. One of the things that I liked about the film festival, which in the moment is kind of difficult, is when we are watching in languages that we don't know. So you have to pay attention to the subtitles because it's otherwise it's not fair to the actor, right? And we're so used to being on our devices. So in a way, this actually brings us to the present moment. If you will, it's a form of meditation because you have to focus so much. So
yeah.
that is I think it's a nice thing. It's made me focus in this day and age where everything is just like, you're just flying off the handle here, there, everywhere with a lack of focus. Yeah, many good things about this film festival and working as a judge.
Yeah, I also say the same thing what they have. So I will not repeat about our great relationship, knock on wood.
Touch wood.
And we are so thankful to WhatsApp because behind the scene we are texting each other, and deleting if the messages go to the wrong person. And yeah, so I would say, yeah, it has, opened up our relationship. I'm the most wisest, and they both make me feel young and sharp, you know. And we are passionate about the films and passionate about Razia basically, and her fire just gets burning, embers in our hearts too. And as Shuja said, that we have to look at the small print, but it's an eye opener to know other cultures. And I would say this is the way to know so much about other things other than our own life.
Thank you. Thank you. So before we wind up our interview, if you could tell us what is the plan for the next year, because next year you will be completing 5 years of the festival. Is there anything special? What should the audience look forward to?
Wonderful, Sugandha. So next year, our focus is going to be on women. Women-centric issues, anything to do with women, love them, hate them, like them, get annoyed by them, or I shouldn't say them, I should say us. So that's going to be the focus next year for the film festival, woman-centric. And I think it's fair to point out at this point, Rohit, that 80% of the women 80% of our team is made up of women. So,
It's a
Rohit,
minority.
I'm an endangered species.
not endangered, just in the minority.
Just
You're safe, don't
You
worry.
so much. It was such a pleasure, an absolute honor to talk to you today. Esteemed judges for the India International Film Festival, thank you so much for your time. I hope you all can join us on 24th, 25th, and 26th for the 4th India International Film Festival of Boston. 24th will be virtual, 25th will be at AMC Burlington, where we will be showing 2 movies, and 26th is the finale, the closing, the red carpet event, where we will be showing 5 short movies, and there will be dinner, social hour. We'll get to meet, just dress up and come. Hope you all can join us. And we have also started streaming the rest of the movies starting tonight. So you can find all that information at iifb.org. Thank you so much. Bye bye. This is Sugandha Gopal signing off.